Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Not Another Leeds podcast, where we have a very happy accident and surprise. First, I'll introduce the dynamic duo, which is Kevin James from the Leeds House
How you
podcast.
doing?
Say hello, lads.
You all right, mate?
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Obviously-
What's going
I
on
can't
And
here?
then we've got Mr. Football, Mr. Leeds United himself, a wealth of fountain of knowledge. It's Oscar from All Leeds TV.
Love it.
He's wearing it as well.
Yeah,
Love that.
awesome, man.
Absolutely love that.
If you can't
That's
tell, this
absolute
is now
class.
the standard uniform.
Absolutely love.
This is it.
Three of us had turned up in this top, and James goes, "I've got to do it. I've got to do it," and he went and got it.
He did.
How are we doing, guys? Is
Side
everyone
before
all right?
self, lads. Side before self. Love that.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, a happy accident, and I could go to bed very happy. Right then, so what a week it's been, boys. What a week it's been. I know, Kevin James, you went to the Shrewsbury game. But that's where we'll start there.
Yeah.
Kev, first, I'll come to you first. What were your overall thoughts on the game?
That overall adage and age-old knowledgeable statement is a game of two halves, which seems to be Leeds at the moment. I mean, we got there 15 minutes late, me and James did, and then nothing happened in the first 15 minutes. And the minute we got there, they were playing crap, and they went a goal down, and they got booed off at half time as well. All the players did, so it was a bit of a weird atmosphere, weren't it, James? Do you think?
Yeah, it was. It weren't great, to be fair, and I think it was the midfield. We just didn't have one. JB and Shackleton just struggled massively in there, which showed when Ampadu went in there in the second half. We just absolutely dominated them. So
yeah, he brought out the best in Shackleton, didn't he, when Ampadu come on? And Shackleton had a great second half, and I think he got man of the match as well from there. But yeah, James is right. No midfield first half, and yeah, once Ampadu went in there, it was really, really good. Really, really good. And then everything just changed when he was in there. Started picking up the ball, playing it round, and just doing what Ampadu does. And I didn't even realise he was that much of a good player before we signed him. He's really, really turned my head. He's really, really good, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ampadu, and I've been on case before to say that I think he's future captain material. Not just yet, but I think in the future he's very much captain material. And I second the motion that people are saying he's a replacement for Phillips that we should have got. Oscar, do you agree with that? And what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I totally echo what the boys are saying. First half was just flat. I think it was this classic kind of cup game. You know, if in the first round, we don't want to be in the first round because you know you're in the championship if you're in the first round. And yeah, we just didn't get going at all. I didn't really like the way we set up. Ampadu at the back, he has to be in midfield for me. He is our best midfielder by a long, long way, and he gives me the Ben White vibes. I know he plays a different position, but you can just tell straight away within 2 minutes of seeing him play in that first friendly. Yeah, he's really, really good in. You can just tell straight away. Instantly, you can just tell they're going to be absolutely unreal. And the kind of got that feeling with Ampadu. I think we've got a bargain, to be honest, for $7.5 million. I think it's a really, really good bit of business from us, that. And that's kind of what I want the rest of our business to be like. If we had a team of Ethan Ampadu's, we wouldn't even be considering not finishing top two this season. We get an Ampadu up front, an Ampadu in the 10, and an Ampadu at left back. We'll be having a laugh, won't we?
Yeah, Ampadu's just not centre half.
We all dream for team Ampadu's, don't we? But I'm going to say something else, though. In terms of future captain, I think there's a shout with Liam Cooper's injury, and hopefully, Cody Drama coming back and possibly taking Luke Ayling's place. There is potentially a gap there in terms of captaincy. There's no natural captain outside of Ayling and Cooper in terms of age and experience. Ampadu's a good shout. I think Charlie Creswell is a decent shout as well, but yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? But I think he's been amazing so far. And I think he was, once again, best player on the pitch. I think he's been best player on the pitch all through pre-season. I thought he was on Sunday against Cardiff. And I thought when he went into midfield against Shrewsbury, there was some good performances against Shrewsbury. But yeah, ultimately, I think we've got to take it up a gear, really. I think we've been okay so far, but I think we can go up another gear. And I think to finish top two, we're going to have to go up another gear, no doubt about it. And I think we need a statement tomorrow night. Well, not tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Yeah, 100%. I think we all agree with you there, Oscar. But like when you like, obviously we've got. I think is it 10 or 11 players out now? I think it was 11 still with Cooper, isn't it? But then we've got Rutter back tomorrow, aren't we? You think he's going to make an impact this season, James?
I think there's such a good player in Rutter. I've seen bits of his play that's just above everyone else, but then it's like it's consistent with it. It's not there yet. But I think confidence in this league, I think he'll smash it. I think he'll be way too good for the players in this league. You just need to run of games, maybe a little goal, even if it comes off his face or something. Just
that's true.
Like Joffrey's.
Just to get like you hear the crowd, so he gets used to that big crowd noise. So yeah, I reckon it'll be.
I think once he gets one or two in this league, I think he'll start firing them in. And he just looks too good. He looks slick. He's definitely not a number 9. I mean, Oscar, you can elaborate on where do you see Rutter? Do you see him as an inside forward, a winger, false 9?
Definitely not a 9. I'll say that much. I think his best position is probably in a front 2, playing off a target man. Really, I think that's his best position. But ultimately, we're not going to play that under Daniel Farke. So probably the answer is on that right hand side, cutting in on his left foot, because we've seen him do it at Hoffenheim a lot. To be fair. Number 10's a possible another position for him, but I just don't think he's a 9 for us. I don't think he's looked right in that position in pre-season. And I do think there's potential there. I think there's definitely potential there. I think it's just about getting that out of him now. At best kind of performance, he can strike a ball, he can dribble the ball. He is looking to express himself on the pitch, and I always like players like that. I do really like players like that, but he's got to find that position for himself now, really. But with Nonto leaving, it does leave an opportunity on that right-hand side. Somerville's injury as well provides an opportunity to see what Rutter can do there. When you got 11 injuries, you can start testing things out. You don't really want to test things out, but you got no choice. You might as well just play off it and just say, we wanted to test things out anyway. We wanted to try Jorginho Rutter at left back, things like that. At the end of the day, we're in that situation now where we are going to have to try and test things out a little bit and see who can do what where. And I've got to say, Joffrey as well, I've got the same kind of feeling on Joffrey. I think they are different players, Rutter and Joffrey, but I think the similarity is that neither, for me, are out and out number 9s. I think they've got to play a little bit deeper, with a face and where they're coming onto the ball rather than having to run in behind and, do the super athletic stuff. I just don't think that's their game. I don't think they're big enough to hold the ball and aggressive enough to do that, really. I just think they're better, a little bit deeper. And that's where an actual natural number 9 comes in. If we can get one sorted, that would be absolutely amazing stuff, Leeds United.
Or we could buy one that's not actually made of biscuits. You know what I mean? That'd be
that as well. That is a very, very key point in it. Get a good striker as well. Not just any striker, a good striker as well.
A good young fit striker would, proven, underline that bit, and can score.
You're asking for too much now. Young and fit's hard enough,
I've just got a lot of
proven as well.
We get that Edgar Carney back, whatever his name is. He can score goals at this level. Yeah.
Jesus, mate, I'll get my boots on. I'll go down there. Kev, we spoke briefly off air about how did is Poveda on the rise for you? I mean, obviously he looked well against Shrewsbury.
We went to Burton to watch Leeds Forest in pre-season as well, and he was phenomenal, wasn't he, James? I'm sure James would agree. He's honestly, I forgot all about Ian Poveda before the start of pre-season. I didn't think he'd ever be coming back, and he seems to have put on a bit of weight. Seems to have got himself a lot more muscly as well, and he when he was playing for us before, he'd do some good stuff, like against Man City, like when he had that cameo against Man City when we drew 1-1. I believe when Rodrigo scored the equaliser. Was it 2 years ago? And he played really, really well. And then he'd go off the boil, didn't he? Yeah, but then he'd do something daft. But it's kind of like he's took some of the elements that didn't make him a good player out of his game, and I can't remember him making mistakes at all through pre-season up until the games he's been playing. And since he's come on in all the games as well, he's made massive impacts. Who is he, and where's he come from? And could he be that player now that we've missed for that long that could do some of the stuff that other players can't? It's like he was a free player and he's just come out of nowhere and made everyone look up at his ability, and he's He's really doing well, and he could be a massive surprise this year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he were doing well for Blackburn, wasn't he, a couple of seasons ago? Then he got injured, and then obviously rehabilitated.
Big injury as well. That was a big injury, that as well.
A broken leg, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
So he went on to Blackpool to prove his stuff again. But I heard there were a bit of turbulence between him and ex-Wolves Leeds fan
Mick McCarthy.
Mick McCarthy, yeah.
I couldn't think of a worse combination, to be fair. Ian Pervada from Greenwich and Mick McCarthy from Barnsley. It's not going well, is it? No, it's not ending well, that. A flair player working under Mick McCarthy.
Apparently, Pervada was always down the bingo halls as well, Nick and Dabbers, so he could be up in the first team.
This is what I mean, like, when obviously we were told... Sorry, mate, go on.
I just said he was a dabber nicker, mate.
Yeah, he stole everything.
That's why he's in form now.
Yeah, true, yeah.
I think. Do you think? Yeah. I'll get your opinion on this, James. You know, like, because when we were told when we got promoted that we'll go for the cream in the championship, and then Ben Rama, he did that video where it was all bling and stuff, and there's been a bit of that from Pervada, but it seems to have done like a Jack Harrison where. He's gone away. He's trained. He's put. He's focused. Do you think he's turned that corner now? Do you think he's actually wanted to play for that shirt? Because the Leeds United shirt is heavy.
Yeah, it is, and we have seen a lot of people crumble wearing that shirt. Not this one though. Not the one that we're all wearing.
Not the one that we're wearing.
Not the might have been.
We don't crumble. No.
This is the Rafinha shirt. This will always be known.
This is the
Rafinha shirt forever.
This is our uniform now. That's it.
Yeah. We'll have to smash it on over. Yeah, but I think he's got a lot more direct. No one can get the ball off him, mate. We was stood behind him, and it's like watching a little magician just making it disappear. He's got the beating of the man every time. So if he can keep it up, keep being direct, keep influencing games the way he is, then there's no reason why he can't turn the corner for us. So yeah, definitely.
And the changes that he made against Cardiff, Oscar, I'll come to you on this one. Was it Byram and Pervada later on? Because I remember
Byram was half the time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. And then Pervada came on. I thought Pervada were a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because he was taking his man. He looked so confident, and he would just seem to glide down. That's what we want from as Rutters and as Somervilles and the up and comers. And I thought this might go against the grain here, but I like Sam Byram. I want him to start. To be fair, but it's whether his wet biscuit knees can handle it. What do you reckon, Oscar? Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a hard one, that left back situation, because there's no ideal solution, because we actually don't have a natural left back at the club at the minute, unless you count Junior Firpo as an option at this moment in time, which I'm pretty sure you don't. Pretty sure you don't.
I don't think anymore.
Just always best to check. Always best to check your audience here, before you go in on the left back situation. It's one of them. It's Byram. I think certainly been better so far this season than Yelder. I think he's better going forwards, even though he's on his right foot. We all know Sam Byram can go forwards. That's what he built his Leeds career early on with. Being able to do that. But yeah, we still need to sign a natural left back. I've no real doubt about that. I still think we need a natural left back. But Sam Byram is a really nice option to have in the squad. He can play a variety of different positions. His attitude's spot on. He's got experience. He knows the pressure of playing for a club like this. And I think he's a good role model as well for the younger players to look up to, because he's been there and done that. And yeah, it's not actually gone entirely well for Sam Byram in some certain spells of his career. So I think that in the way that's going to really help some of the youngsters and really kick them on a little bit. But Pervada, he literally is beating his fullback every single time. Pre-season, Cardiff, Shrewsbury, fullback can't get near him. And that's amazing to see, to be fair. It was, I think we've already mentioned about the Man City game 2 years ago. I felt like ever since that game, his confidence kind of dropped completely after that game. Weirdly, his confidence dropped. He became a lot less direct. He started to play within himself a little bit. He got the Helder Costas about him a little bit, where he's just playing within himself, not really expressing himself. But he's come back. He's absolutely on it. He looks a totally different player. The end product is still something I want to see a little bit better, but I think it'll only get better with games. I think it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. You can see what he's trying to do. But if you just get a little bit more refined in the end product, start getting some more goals and assists, then yeah, for the time being, we only have one natural out-and-out right winger at the club. Everyone else, I think, is better on the left or through the middle. So, yeah, by all means, I think with the injury crisis we've got, it's an absolute no-brainer to start Poveda at this moment in time. Because he creates space for the others as well. Against Cardiff, that whole back line had to push back about 10 yards, and all of a sudden, Somerville's more in the game, Sinisterra's more in the game, Nonto's more in the game, and we get back into it. So, Poveda played a big, big part. He didn't score, didn't assist, but don't underestimate the part he played in that draw in the end.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I don't think Kev, have you got anything to add to that?
No, not really. I do agree with what he says about Sam Byram being done quite well. And every time I've watched him play, I mean, Hjalda's pretty good and he gets his passes off and gets back in position. But Sam Byram gets us up the pitch. Really, really far with the ball, and he always seems to be up there supporting Dan James when he's there with him. From what I thought we'd sign a left back already and actually move him across the right back. That's what I thought would be Farke's plan, because obviously Dramy's still up in the air and no one knows what's going on with him. I know he came on for a few minutes the other night, but because we obviously went after Max Aarons too, who's going to be playing right back if we don't sign Max Aarons? Because he's going to sign him for that position, wasn't he? So, yeah, I agree. Sam Byram has been a breath of fresh air. A month ago, I would never even thought about saying Sam Byram playing for Leeds again, back in the Leeds shirt. But he's been the bright sparks of pre-season as well, and even the start of the new season. And he changed the game when he come on against Cardiff the other day. So, long may it continue, really.
Yeah, James, do you think Hjalda's struggling, or do you think it's just a big learning curve for him at the minute?
Well, he's not a left back, is he?
I know he started. Yeah.
So, and he's young. Yeah, I don't think it's for him. I don't think he's suited for this. He's not ready for it. I don't think he's a good player, and I think he will be an excellent player when he matures. But right now, he's just not doing it. He's not doing what he needs to do. He's been brought off at half time every time. So there's obviously an issue there. I will say about Sam Byram, the most important thing is that he still looks like he's one of the youngest. So
yeah, he does. Yeah,
that's important.
Aged phenomenally well.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
I watched that video the other day that the Square Ball were talking about, and it's got Sam Byram, Charlie Taylor, and like an 8-year-old Archie Gray in it, and they're all playing football. Sam Byram hasn't changed since then. Yeah, he still looks about 14.
Well, he looks older than him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben Parker put. He goes, "Oh, it's my old boot boys come to sign for the club again." It's like, full circle, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go through the goals right quick. Oscar, what did you make of the first goal? And obviously, good passage of play. And do you think Joffrey were lucky, or do you think he was great? He's got that mindset of he's in the right place, right time. I mean, Joffrey, like you say, Joffrey's in a bit of a limbo because nobody knows where to play him. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you make your own luck. There's no doubt about that. I still think it's good for Joffrey to get that goal. There's no doubt about that. In terms of just, again, doesn't matter how they go in. It's just that little confidence builder. Going into Birmingham, all of a sudden he's thinking, okay, he's going to be up against aging centre backs. Probably going to be quite aggressive with him, but he knows he can find the back of the net. He knows he can do it. There's no doubt Joffrey Gelhardt's got talent, but in terms of the goal, I think it was a little bit lucky. As always, I say, you make your own luck. It was a little bit lucky, that one. But yeah, it is what it is. I think you look at the Cardiff game, how little luck we had in that one. We should have won that one probably 4-2, 5-2 in the end. Yeah. It balances itself out over the season, doesn't it? So it's yeah.
Yep. I think he's got like a little Minecraft body, me. Joffrey. He's just right, small and stocky, isn't he? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It just came off of him and looped in.
It's like a Lego man, isn't he? Yeah, it's just like a Lego man. Exactly, his body's just shaped like that, square down. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah. We'll talk about the goal that we conceded. It was just literally one pass and a shot, and it's come off Hjalda's. Is it his knee or it's obviously come off him, hit the ground
under his thigh or something? It sort of bounced up and went under his thigh and went over.
What do you think about that, James? Do you think we were unlucky there, or do you think we should have closed it down earlier?
It's a bit fluky, isn't it? It's a bit fluky because I think if he shoots normally, I think Darlow probably saves it. Probably goes, know. But it is what it is. He shouldn't have had the shot. Shouldn't have got.
How did Darlow look?
He wasn't really tested too
that
much.
good.
He didn't really do.
You can't judge him on that. You can't judge him on that
really,
game.
Yeah, it's like first game. It was against Shrewsbury. They weren't really offering a lot apart from that kind of thunderbolt that went about 19 miles over at the end.
Yeah.
But
his
really,
passing was a bit subject, weren't it, James?
Yeah,
his passing was, and he passed it to Archie Gray in a proper dangerous area. And he's just like done a little turn out of there as well, hasn't he? Made himself look amazing. But yeah, he did, like James said, he hasn't really been tested. But his passing was a bit suspect for me, if I'm being honest.
First game jitters, do you think?
Maybe. I think like the fact that he's coming into a situation where we're just in a bit of a shit one at the moment, aren't we? To be honest, like, no one knows
at the
what's
moment.
going on.
For the past 2
we're
years,
a bit like,
maybe, yeah.
What's going on? Are we going to get players in or not? So, and he's playing that. The crowd were a bit on edge because you know we weren't doing anything in the first half. So he's probably like going, Jesus, oh no, and then he concedes that silly goal. So, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be absolutely fine. Melier staying anyway, so I don't really care.
You never know, do you?
We'll round off on the second goal. Kev, set pieces are a thing this year.
We've had a lot, and we've had a lot of takers, haven't we? And obviously we scored from 2 now, haven't we? In the past 2 matches, Strauch was obviously was a decent finish. Obviously Liam Cooper's snapped his monster munch ankle, jumping up for it. But I don't see a set piece specialist in that side. We've got Archie Gray and Dan James taking corners and some of it. I'm not. If he's going to sign someone to play in that 10, who's going to take corners, possibly might even get more goals. But I don't see it as a massive avenue for this year, unless we obviously they're looking for people like Roden and possibly Nat Phillips to obviously take a bit more advantage of that, because. With me and Jay's have been saying for years, Strauch should be scoring a lot more goals than what he has done. Even in the Premiership, he had some big chances last year, and he didn't put them away. And hopefully this year could be his year, because he's off the mark now. So hopefully,
yeah. Well, so when the notification came through on my phone, I knew for a fact he didn't score with his head. And he's got an absolute 50p head, doesn't he? It's like it must have come off the corner of his big jaw when he scored. But I knew for a fact that, because every time he gets a header, I think he scored 1 or 2 headers over the past couple of years. But I just knew he knocked it in with his foot. But Oscar, do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, Pascal Stewart's heading, it's not the strongest part of his game. I think that's fair to say. But no, it's good to be a threat on set pieces for once. I can't remember the last time we were a threat on set pieces. Gary Monk season. Pablo Hernandez swinging balls into Chris Wood, Carl Bartley, and Pontus Janssen. Yeah, that's the last time I can remember as actually being good at set pieces. So yeah, it's a nice little start. But yeah, I think the fact we're probably going to dominate games most of this season, have a lot of the ball, a lot of territory in games. We're going to have a lot of set pieces this season compared to previous seasons. So it is important we continue to be good in that area of our game, really defensively as well. Games like tomorrow, Birmingham swinging balls into the box. That's a big worry for me, especially Melier. On set pieces, defensively as well. We need to sort that out too. But yeah, no, it's good to see. It's good to see. It's a nice little positive in what hasn't been a terribly positive start to the season. We have to take the small positives.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us on to the next. Well, let's just say the past 48 hours. I mean, what a past 48 hours.
Yeah.
My neck's killing. Like watching players go up and down the M1 like that. It's absolutely crazy. So we'll start with Nomto, right? There's been allegations, like it's a serious case, but there's been photos of Nonto has been liking edits of himself in Everton kits. He's then commented saying it's not true, and he's then deleted it. We don't know what to believe because it's the internet, innit? Anything could be doctored or whatever. But I'll come to you first, Kev. What do you think? I mean, because the Mail said that he'd asked not to be picked. We don't know why.
Yep.
What do you think?
I'm not entirely. I'll probably take a bit of stick for this, really, but I'm not entirely sure actually what has actually gone on here, because there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of different, obviously, points of views to this. It doesn't seem the type that would not play to me from the stuff that we've had in the media and what sort of people going up and signing fan shirts all the time, he doesn't seem the type of person that would refuse to play. But obviously, there's no smoke without fire. And the only thing that I can take from this is that maybe we've already agreed to sell him, and that we didn't want him to play because we knew we were going to get a big fee for him. And he's been told that he can't play from higher management, but he could have just asked not to play, and I'm completely wrong. But he doesn't seem the sort of player to me that would ask not to play a football match. I guess we'll see tomorrow, really, won't we, if he's in the squad or not?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting if he's not in the squad tomorrow. I mean, James, obviously there were rumblings before pre-season and stuff that his agent was saying that he can't be playing in the Championship if he wants to play for Italy. And I've done some research on his agent, and the only two players he's got in the books that are over £2 million is Nonto and Zaniolo.
Who were both asked for moves to Leeds and away. Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
So both his agent has asked for him to move as well. So I'm guessing this agent's looking for a payday. But that's my take on it. This is why a lot of things don't add up for me. But I'll carry on. Sorry.
No, you're all right, mate.
Yeah. I just had to get that in there.
No, you're right. So, what I basically want to say, James, like, what's your thoughts on the Nonto situation? If he ends up staying, will you still support him, or is he angling for a move, or is it all agent power?
Don't know. If he does want to move, I would be like, you're not going unless we get a big fee for you. That's what I'd say. I mean, if he stays and he plays the way he can, then I'll be quite happy. I'll support him. But if he wants to move, he's not going without us getting a big payday. That's what I'd be like anyway. Or I'd go and play for the under-23s for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
He's got 4 years left on his contract, and I've seen reports today that we've just knocked back 20 million, which is good to see from a fan perspective. Because if that was the old regime, they'd have took 5 million and some KP roasted salted peanuts. And I mean, Oscar, what's your? I mean, do you? I mean, obviously you want him to stay because there's abundance of talent there. But what's your thoughts on the whole situation? What's your guess, should I say?
My thoughts on the whole situation are, and it's the same with pretty much any player in this squad. If they don't want to be here, don't be here then. So seriously, we don't need players who don't want to be here anymore. We've had it with the players that Marsh and also brought in, that fantastic spending spree to the Austrian leagues and Salzburg and the Red Bull methodology. That worked brilliantly well because we had so many players who just don't want to be here and are still actually here. Some of them, it just doesn't work, in terms of camaraderie in the dressing room. And you can't try and instill a philosophy as Daniel Farke if you've got people who don't want to buy into it. And not necessarily because they don't like Daniel Farke, because they just aren't interested. They're just looking to get the move. And I'm not saying Willie Nanto's pushing it that much to get the move, but I think subconsciously it gets into that point really where there's the trust between teammates disappears a little bit. I just don't think any of these teams have ever been successful with players knowingly in the team who don't want to be there. I don't think I've ever seen a Leeds team be successful in that regard, really. So yeah, that's kind of initial thoughts. And if Nonto does want to leave, my personal view is that there's no smoke without fire. There's no doubt about it that Nonto, for me, wasn't keen on playing against Shrewsbury, and by the looks of things isn't keen on playing tomorrow either. For whatever reason, who knows? I don't really care, to be honest. I think the point is he's not playing for Leeds United. If he doesn't want to play for Leeds United, I'm not really interested in him anymore. I'm not being funny. We've seen far more talented players than Wilfred Nonto at this football club. In the last couple of years alone, I think he's a very talented player, but not that talented that I'm making those kind of allowances for him. No, I mean, look, we got people like Rafinha, Pablo, Calvin Phillips. I'd maybe make some, but their attitudes were absolutely fantastic. They would never pull a stunt like that. But you could maybe make allowances for them. I'm not making allowances for Nonto, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist this calendar year. I'm not making allowances for him. I just got another thing about the agent. I'm on one a little bit now, actually. The agent says, can't go to the Championship. Well, Wilfred Nonto made his debut for Italy while I was playing for Zurich.
Yeah.
That's a
Brilliant
well-known football institution that's well-known for putting Italian international footballers on the map, isn't it? Nonsense.
What are you talking about, Oscar? It's the top 100 league. What are you on about?
Well, isn't Championship a top 100 league, or I don't know. I don't even know how that works. Like, how do we constitute
It's 101 according to this agent.
101, yeah. Of course it is. It's it's one of them. But I don't think it affects Nonto's chances as much as what he thinks, because it's a particularly shit Italy team at this moment in time. So it does help. But no, Nonto's a good player. Listen. All joking aside, he's a good player. He's still young. What is he? 19, 20. He's going to make mistakes. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him. But I'm also not thinking that we should make allowances for someone who doesn't want to be here. And ultimately, I think he's only started 15 games in the league. I think it's 14 last season. Obviously, one so far this season. Again, I think Sinisterra for starters is far more crucial than what Nonto is this season. To be totally honest,
if we can keep all the Cine, and he's brilliant. I mean, he's been unlucky in front of goal recently, but I think he's just working out the league for me. I think
he'll get double figures in this league.
Definitely
no problem at all. I think 15. You're pushing 15, 20 goals if he stays fully fit. Obviously, that's a big if. But then you got people like Harrison as well. Like Harrison, it's kind of gone quiet on. Is he going to stay? Is he not going to stay? Somerville, it feels a bit more hopeful now. If we keep 2 out of the 4, we've got a good winger pair in there. Somerville, Sinisterra, Harrison, Sinisterra. It's good enough to go. I think we've got to take Nonto as pretty much gone. The other thing is as well, Everton, really, is that his best move for him? Is that going to really further his Italy chances playing for Sean Dyche? I'm not being funny as well. Sean Dyche will not drop Dwight McNeil. I'm telling you now, he will not drop Dwight McNeil. So Willie Nonto is either going to be on the bench or playing out of position. So it's a really, really poorly advised move, I'd say. I think I'm going to go along with what Kevin's saying. I think it's probably more agent forced this, because he's done it with one player, he's done it with another. Yeah, it's probably the agent more than anything. And I think you'd advise Willie Nonto to get better advice, really.
I think he needs to come out now and either say he's going or he commits himself to the club. There's only going to go one way, because the fans are not. Obviously, if you look at social media, it's been turned on already.
I'd respect him more if he did that. To be honest, if he just said I'm leaving, I can't really complain too much with that. I mean, obviously, I'm not happy he didn't play that game against Shrewsbury, but it's just that transparency, isn't it? I think footballers don't realise that fans like hearing a spade being called a spade from time to time. Sometimes when you hear, when you listen to like an interview in that lot, like James Maddison a couple of years ago at Leicester, I always remember an interview he did. It was like the most unmedia trained interview you've ever heard, kind of thing. You want to see that genuineness a little bit, and I think
the human side.
Exactly.
The Jermaine Beckfords of this world coming out and saying, "What shirt am I wearing, bruv?" Back in the day, or stuff like that.
There you go.
Everyone knows what shirt we're wearing, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Same one on.
Say it proud, boys. Chest out.
Yes.
Listen here, Dwight. We've got this young Nonto coming in. He ain't taking your spot, mate. That's my Dash impression. Not a very good one. I just smoked 20 fags before I do it. Right. So going round then. So Kev, start with you. Does Nonto stay or does he force a move?
I think he's gone. I know I've mentioned, obviously, we don't know what's going on, but after all this, either way, I think he's gone now. He's gone.
What price do you think it goes for?
I think we're going to get 25, I would say. That's me. And then with some add-ons or salon clauses or something like that for him, really. I think that's... Yeah. I know we can't hold... Because of what's come out, you haven't seen James Ward-Prowse, Lavia, and people forcing moves, so they're getting the big fees for their players. But it's just Leeds, isn't it, that this has all happened. He's come out saying he wants to go, so they can force the hand and get the fee that they want. I think he'll go for 25 plus some add-ons and maybe some salon fees in the future. But we do owe as part of his next sale fee to Zurich as well, don't we? So we have to make sure. Right. Yeah,
the team that put him on the map. Let's not forget.
Yeah. Yes.
That
top 100 league team. You got
to respect it. When you're outside that top 100, you got to respect it.
Yes.
But the thing is,
Maldini made his name, weren't it?
Yeah, Maldini started at Zurich. Yeah.
James, obviously with it being 19, you're also paying for potential as well, aren't you? So do you agree with what Kev just said, or is Kev just a flat out liar?
Sometimes
Could
he's
be
a flat
that.
out liar, but maybe not right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said
I
flat.
don't
by
know,
the way.
mate. I
said
just,
flat.
I don't. I think we probably will take about 25, but I'd be holding out for more, just because you could. Because you know he's signed to a contract. I mean, there was a story about him agreeing terms with Everton already. It's like if we've not accepted a bid from, how has that even been allowed to happen?
I think this football's changed a little bit now.
Real.
Yeah,
It might be bullcrap, but if it is real, then surely Everton ain't they in enough trouble already? They'll be playing with us next year anyway, so you can go there and you'll be playing at Ellen Road next year anyway.
Well,
so.
I think you mean we'll be passing them on the way.
Yeah,
up.
we'll be passing them on the way
yeah.
up. Yeah,
Oh, of
True
course,
that.
of course.
Sorry there.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
They'll have to throw the stadium in the Merseyside because it's not getting done every time soon, is it? They can use it as a paddler, but.
Did you say throw it in the Merseyside or in the Mersey then?
Throw it in the Merseyside.
Throw it in the
whole of the
Merseyside.
Merseyside.
Yeah, throw it in the Merseyside.
All I'm saying is there's a reason why the river runs through Liverpool and not walks. You know what I mean?
I'm from near there, you know this, Danny. You know I'm like literally about 20 minutes away from where you're talking about. Outrageous. Love that. I agree. I can't disagree, to be fair, with what you're saying.
You do look like you run everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good.
Your thoughts, Oscar?
Yeah, I think gone. I think I'd be happy with 25 million, to be honest, in the circumstances. The fact that this whole saga's probably brought his price down a little bit. I think the difference with Lavia, Ward-Prowse, Barnes and Maddison, other sales you've seen at this level, there wasn't really this kind of noise going on. I think there was just a respectful agreement between the clubs that, you know, they get the deal done, essentially. There was never really any problems with like refusing to play, refusing to train, or any kind of noise around that. So 25 mil I'd be pretty happy with. Probably could have got more if we stayed up, but realistically, I don't think we're going to get any more. And I don't really want this to drag on. I think the more this drags on, I think the more it distracts things. I think the more there's so much noise away from the pitch at this moment in time in terms of what signings can we get done. Hamer's just gone to Sheffield United. That's more kind of negativity in terms of because he was rumored to be maybe, again, he might not have even been a target for us. He might have been totally unrealistic in the first place. But again, it just feels like everything's a negative at this moment in time. Max Aarons, everything's a negative. You don't need any more negativity. And yeah, I would just get this one done as quickly as possible. And just move on really and reinvest the money, the 25 million. And to be honest, I'd be similar with Tyler Adams as well, really. If they don't want to be here, they can't stay. It's just they can't be carrying passengers.
The money from Nonto. Sorry, carry on, Danny. Yeah, I was going to say the money from Nonto gets us 3 new players, doesn't it? Really, 25 million gets us 3
new Ampadoos, mate.
Yeah, gets us 3. gets us 3 new Ampadoos. Exactly. But our boys is 3. Yeah, boys is 3 new players, and if Adams goes as well, there's another 2-3 again, and obviously Adams isn't playing right now. Nonto has only come off the bench in the preseason, started in the first game. Honestly, I've got a feeling Harrison's going to stay. I really do. There's just no noise about it at all, and it's just I've just got a feeling he might stay, and I think it'll be him, Somerville, and Sinistera that stick around, and obviously Dan James. I think they'll be the ones, and then you'll have Bamford, Rutter, plus another one for those attacking spots. It's written in the stars that Jack Harrison's going to fire us back because we put him on the platform that he is now, and he's recently signed a new deal, and I just don't know what relegation clause he has in his contract, and because he's injured,
it'd be a tube of Pringles, mate, ready salted.
And some Bisto.
Some of these clauses that are coming out and these deals and that, it makes me want to punch Victor Orta so hard that he flies out of his shoes. Do you know what I mean? It just really does my head in. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going back to anger management again. If you're watching Judge. Moving on to Tyler Adams. Obviously, we've all seen the circus today that's been going. Yeah, he's going to Chelsea. He's not going to Chelsea. The Athletic and Philly have been talking about this for weeks now. Or they're slightly advanced, they're slightly more advanced in crunch talks. And he's now finally gone down to Chelsea to do a medical. And then now this Caicedo deal's gone through with Chelsea. He's now gone off he pop back up to the back up to Yorkshire you go. Kev, would losing Tyler Adams be massive for us? But like you said, I know you said that you can get more players, but would you rather keep him or sell him? Because I know that Brighton are coming in for him now.
It's a really tricky one. This is for me because I like the lad, and I think he's a great player, and he's one of the best at what he does. But if we could get a good fee for him, I do think that Ampadu is what we need for the Championship right now. And if we could sell Tyler Adams to bring in a new striker and possibly an attacking midfielder, I'd probably do it today, because Ampadu's come in and done exactly what we needed last year and this year too. I'd sell him and I'd get 2 new players in.
What about you, James?
Yeah, I'd sell him. Don't want him anymore if he doesn't want to be here. Simple as that.
No, that's exactly, mate. Yeah.
If he's gone up to Chelsea to do a medical to leave, then I'm not really interested in him. Yeah, get rid of him. Get some other players in.
It's really controversial here, but you know my thoughts on why I'd like to have Tyler Adams leave to take his contingent with him. Oscar, would there be a massive hole there for? I mean, obviously he's obviously replaceable side before self, but he's very we all saw him put his arm around Archie Gray the other night and say, maybe give some words of advice, maybe saying, look, I spoke to Ted Bowley and he'll be in touch. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that when that starts happening with the younger players and that lot getting tapped up by the Premier League is what always happens with Leeds in the Championship. But yeah, Tyler Adams, you don't go all the way down to London on the reality that the deal's not going to happen. He kind of knew the deal wasn't going to happen because Caicedo always looked set to go to Chelsea. So you don't go to all that effort knowing that it's probably not going to come to fruition and say you're committed to Leeds United. It's just not a reality at all. Yeah. So it's sell. To be honest with you, I've not seen enough there to make me think that he's totally up and at it for this fight to get out of the Championship. So sell, yeah.
Do you think he'd do well in the Championship? Because
definitely. He's good. He's a really good footballer. I'm not going to doubt that at all. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of criticism saying he can't pass the ball. I mean, come on, let's not be too harsh here. Let's not go too far. He's still a good footballer, but he's still not. I can't justify keeping someone who doesn't want to be here. That's like a broken record, but it's just in the end it catches up with you.
Yeah, I mean that's the crux of it, isn't it? If you don't want to play for Leeds and you're twerking for other teams, then that Leeds fans will smell blood and they won't want you here. So, James,
just waving to them when they walk out the door.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were flirting with me.
No, just waving. Bye bye.
Yeah, that's what it comes down with. How much? I've obviously got a 20 million release clause. These clauses are just doing my head in now. Honestly, I'm not going to go into it. Right. So Max Aarons is another one that came up the M1 and turned round. We woke up the other day. Oh, bloody hell, we've got Joe Rodon coming in. Oh. Bloody hell, Max Aarons is coming in. And then by the end of the night, Nonto didn't want to play and Max Aarons had gone to Bournemouth. James, I know for a fact that you started chewing on wood to calm your frustrations. There's only so many punches a wall can take. Did you knock it down in the end?
I was driving, mate, when I heard this news, so I had to be very, very calm. It was Kev that was making the rain clouds come with his sadness of the matter. I was like, mate, just don't lash out because we will die. I will crash and we'll die. But no, it was again, it's the same. It's the same with players that are here. Like he's come to do a medical, and then he's got the news that he can go and play in the Premier League. Then again, Bob, I don't care. Don't care about you, Max Aarons.
Yeah, not to sound bitter, but shit anyway.
It would have been a great signing. It would have been a great signing. We know.
It would have been.
You're all right.
Yeah, he would have, but it's not here. So
it's no Sam Byram.
Nah, he ain't got the youthful looks of Sam Byram, mate.
Yeah, I mean the Max Aarons thing. To be honest, I was surprised, like the fact that we were linked with 12 million for a fullback at the Championship level. even in our pomp, I don't really ever pay 12 million for a fullback. So yeah, it was pretty nice to see. The ambition was there. I'm thinking, the fact that we did almost get the deal done, we're just unlucky that Bournemouth hijacked it. I can see why he went Bournemouth, because the Premier League club who's on the up. But ultimately, again, if he doesn't want to be here, if he's not fully committed to the idea of what we're trying to do, don't go for it. Do not do it. Don't do it. It's just, how many players have we had that kind of signed and had been talked into signing for the club in the first place? Can't have that. Can't have that at all. Yeah. So yeah, one of those things. Bit annoying. I'd love to have him here, but he didn't come. And we've still got Cody Drama, and I think Cody Drama last season had a better season individually than Max Aarons. So yeah, we still got a very talented right back on our books, but something strange seems to be happening there with Cody Drama, and I kind of want to know what it is. I want to know why he's like not starting games. Because he's like our best right back by a long way.
Yeah. Well, he had the injury the other week, and obviously he's in the last.
Even before that, Luke Hayden was playing ahead of him.
Yeah, he's in. And we know he's into his last year now, isn't he? Into his contract. Yeah. Maybe we'll time down. Hopefully. What do you think, Kev?
I think he's a great player at this level, and I think Oscar hit the nail on the head. We paid 12 million for a fullback when Cody Drama probably was one of the standout right backs in the division last year. Obviously, me and James live in Coventry, so we were watching the Coventry Luton final, and he was really good in that game as well. So we can all see he's a good player, but there's 3 managers now that haven't fancied him, which worries me a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there must be some reason why these managers are not picking Drama over. Is it the system? Is it just they don't get on with him? I mean, he went to Cardiff. Yeah, Drama. He went to Cardiff. He was their player of the season. I think were he there all season or just 6 months?
I think half season.
Yeah.
He also wanted to keep him, didn't he? And he went, "No, I want to go and play for Cardiff."
Yeah.
That was wise.
Yeah.
and then he's obviously got promotion with Luton, and Luton fans rave about him. But why aren't we seeing that, do you think, James?
It's the old playing for Leeds mantle, isn't it? I think some people can handle it, some people can't. He is a very good player. I've watched him through the under-23s. He's a top right back, and I think if you can get the best out of him, you've got a really good player there. But I don't know. It's just he went, like I said, he was asked to stay by Bielsa. It was going to be for backup, obviously, and just play when he was needed. But he wanted to go and play regular football, which was ballsy, to say that to Bielsa. But you've got to respect that he wanted to play constantly. He come back, then he went off again, played amazing. Technically, he's a Premiership player now, because he got promoted.
Yeah.
So
Burnley were linked, weren't they? Weren't Burnley linked to actually signing him for 5 mil?
Yeah. But he's still here. So I don't know what's going on. It's just mad.
It'll be interesting to see the lineup tomorrow. We'll talk about the Birmingham game tomorrow, right? In a minute. But I want to get on to Joe Rodon. Oscar, I've seen a tweet. I've seen a text message.
I love the signing Joe Rodon. Tattoos straight away. A Leeds centre-back with tattoos. That's all you need to know. Stop it there. Pontus Jansson, Ben White, Cal Bartley. Stop it there. Tattoos. Got an aura about him. Massive. Looks like a nightclub bouncer. I'll go for it. He's going to be class for us.
Welcome to the Not Another Leeds podcast, where you're finding out that Oscar from All Leeds TV has a tattoo kink.
He does.
And
for Leeds centre-backs, mustaches don't go well with Leeds centre-backs. I'm looking at you, Robin Koch. It has to, tattoos, and yeah.
Yeah, but Robin Koch with that tash, he looked like a 1920s gangster villain. Do you know what I mean? From Harlem.
Pilot.
That kind of vibe. Yeah. Yeah.
He's just Luftwaffe pilot.
What if it's like the most least intimidating villain of all time? But no, in all seriousness, Joe Rodon, I really like that signing. Mm-hmm. I think he's a leader. I think he's just going to massively help us. If he plays alongside Creswell or Struick, I think he'll help both players and will be our best centre-back by a long way. So, and Bielsa wanted him back in 2020, 2021. So it's a really, really good bit of business. I'm a bit gutted it wasn't an obligation to buy, or there wasn't like some kind of arrangement in there, because I get that horrible Ben White kind of vibe in terms of Tottenham could start to mess. If he has a really good season, Tottenham can start to mess us about, and then you got people like Villa maybe, or a Brighton, someone like that, bit lower down the table. West Ham maybe try and take him back off us. So yeah, I'm a little bit gutted about that. But beggars can't be choosers, in my words. We are beggars when it comes to defending. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this one. To be honest, I'd start him tomorrow. I'd throw him in.
You might have to, mate. You might not have a choice.
Yeah,
I actually want to keep a clean sheet, so let's put some actual defenders in. Put someone alongside Charlie who can defend, and yeah, I think we'll be having a laugh there.
And I quote, the word was, "Mate, I'm so horny for this signing." Was your
exactly?
Was it Connor?
It was.
Connor of the One Leeds fan channel.
It was a shock seeing that one screenshotted on Twitter, but now he did tell me he was going to do it. To be fair, it's a laugh, isn't it? But yeah, I was excited. I wasn't expecting it. Leeds doing late night business. It's.
I know. Yeah, they're moving in silence. I mean, I want to get all your thoughts on, because I've said this since since I came up with it the other day. Because we're used to leaks and Rad's leaking loads of shit. Oh, I forget. Fuck.
Gone past that.
Leaking loads of, to Fab and stuff like that. But now it's all quiet. We fill this void with our catastrophes. Oh, well, we've not heard about this signing, so he must be off. And then it turns around, he just like Charlie Cresswell, for instance. Oh, he's off, he's Charlie. He's Premier Leagues are in for him. And you get these accounts, not mentioning any, that say, oh yeah, he's prime for a move and this, and he's gone and signed a 5-year deal. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I think it's natural because we've been beaten down so much. We're like an ironmonger's bloody anvil. We've been hit that many times. Kev, I want to get your thoughts. What's your? Do you like the moving in silence?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Ampadu, Roden, all come out of nowhere. I think the only transfer we've made that's actually where it's been leaked before was Carl Darlow. That's the only one, and obviously Ampadu and Rodon have come in. I absolutely love it. It's just it's kind of refreshing because we're linked with all these players, and then tomorrow, Neymar signed for Leeds or something like that. It's just somebody we that we don't know, or it's not all over the news, and then it happens. It's really refreshing. It's like it's just really good. I can't explain, put it into words. It's just refreshing because, like I say, everybody welcome Bamba Dieng, and we're still working on Cody Gakpo. Gvardiol is in Leeds. None of them signed, but Joe Rodon's just turned up, and I'll still look at that Gvardiol tweet all them years ago, and look, it makes me sweat now. Yeah.
Joe Rodon took one look at the tattoo parlour in Leeds City Centre and said, "That'll do for me, son. That'll do for me."
Yeah.
I don't think he's got any more space left. He's got no more space left for any more tats, has he?
He's big, isn't he? He's big.
LU and FC there. And he blinks
a beast, mate.
He's massive.
Bamba Dieng.
Yeah, we'll carry on. Sorry, Dan. Yeah.
No, Bamba Dieng didn't get past choosing his in-flight meal. You know what I mean? No. It's just rubbish. What were you going to say, Kev? Sorry.
I was going to say Joe Rodon is massive, isn't he? Yeah. I've seen Dan James giving him a hug in the medical room, and he's massive. He's going to be a beast for us. He really, really is. I think Oscar's right. He's going to be an absolute amazing signing because we can't get any worse at defending. So anybody that comes in is always going to be good. But he's really good. I've got a really good feeling about Joe Rodon.
Just before we move on to as predictions in the game tomorrow, I just want to say, Oscar, I'm a striker by trade, but I've got tattoos, mate. Nope. Oh.
Not got the same. Not got the same vibe. If you're not a centre back and tattoos, not got the same vibe. I'm afraid.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll have to work on my game.
Nice tattoos, mate. The nice tattoos.
What are you doing with that desk?
Let's get Kev. Yeah. Why is your table gone all wobbly?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going on about, lads. I don't know what you're going on about.
Now we know what it's Misty.
X-rated Leeds.
Yes.
Right.
These tops. Look at us.
These
know.
Sexy. Yeah, just
the blue boys.
For the telly. Blue boys.
Yeah, blue boys.
Yeah, maybe that's late night blue boys. Anyway, I digress. Hold on, I've got a banner for this. Tangent alert. Anyway, I digress. I know we're running out of time. So We'll talk about the game
That's fair.
tomorrow.
Yes.
James, can you quickly give me your predictions and your lineup for tomorrow, mate?
Oh, line up. I think Roden will start. I think he might.
Do you always start with a centre half? We start with a centre half.
It's the pure excitement of it. That's,
Get that bit in there first because we need one of them.
Start with the good news and then soften the blow for the rest of the team.
You pick the guy with the best tattoos first, obviously.
Of course.
I think Strauch will go. I think he'll start with Strauch. I think he'll start Byram and Ayling. Melier is obviously going to be in goal. Ampadu, Gray. Who we got left up there?
James Rutter.
Sinistera
tomorrow.
James Rutter. Oh, maybe. I don't know. He might start Pervader tomorrow. You know. Maybe.
I think from what he'd be inclined to, from what he's seen.
I think he might do. You know. Yeah, I'll go with that. And I think I want to say we'll win, but I think it's going to be really hard for some reason. I don't know why.
It's going to be very tough tomorrow. Very, very tough. This will be our intro to the championship. Will be tomorrow. Very, very tough.
Do you reckon he's going to play tomorrow?
Who?
Oh, Roberts.
No.
He's injured, isn't he?
He's injured.
Yeah,
Is he?
Yeah.
Good. Then they won't.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Thought if he'd play against us, he'd score his only goal for Birmingham against us.
Yeah,
but he's not playing.
And
so
it'd be a deflection off his ass.
So,
2-0. So I'm going to write this down, James. James 2-0.
2-0.
So I can laugh when we lose 1-0 92nd minute. Kev, can I get your predictions?
I think I actually think we're going to win 2-1, but it'll be 1-0 to Birmingham at half time. Yeah.
Standard, isn't it? That's standard.
Yeah. Let the meltdown on Twitter happen at half time and then just produce a stirring comeback.
That's what it is. It's all for the likes and the retweets. That's all the lose at half time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then it'll
all
be great comeback tweets from the players afterwards. That's what they do. They're building up the fan base. It's for the American audience because they like a bit of drama, don't they? So that's what it's going to be. For
Think about the Netflix documentary. All times, lads.
Yeah.
I think
Daniel
playing away
Farmer in
might
the
suit us
dressing room.
tomorrow. I think playing away tomorrow might suit us a little bit. You know. I reckon because they'll have to come out. They won't be sitting back like Cardiff were and Shrewsbury. They'll have to come out. So I think we might get a bit more joy.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, mate.
Oscar? No. Sorry.
Yeah, I think 2-1 Leeds. I think it'll be a horrible game. I think it'll be one that we just want to get out of there kind of thing with 3 points. It's a classic. It's a classic championship away game. It's the teams that go up are the teams that win these kind of games. The teams that don't are the teams that falter these kind of games. But yeah, I'll say 2-1. I think team-wise, I think Melier in goal, Ayling, Cresswell, Shurik. I don't think Rodon will start as much as I want him to. I think it'll be Barham at left back, Ampadu and Gray in midfield, Pervader, Sinistera, James. I'll go Joffrey up top. That's not what I want, by the way, but that's what I think it will be. 2-1 Leeds.
This is Matty Jackson in the comments here, but looking like Joffrey is up top tomorrow. Opinions on it. So just to elaborate on that, what did James and Kev think? I'll go with Kev first.
I was talking to James about Joffrey the other day. He's a good little footballer and he's got some good stuff, but he hasn't got a position, has he? I don't know where he plays. And he reminds me of like an old school street footballer who's got everything except from positional awareness. And I don't know where he plays, but I agree with Oscar. I think he's going to start tomorrow. And I think if Rutter's going to play a part, it will be part from the bench tomorrow. Yeah. And yeah,
sorry.
I like Joffrey. I like the way Joffrey plays. The way he just bustles into people like he's about 6 foot. But it's not with established. It's the size of a Lego man.
Yeah.
But he might start tomorrow. To be fair, like I'm more hoping Rutter starts because I just want to see him play football. But yeah, you're probably right. You probably will go for Joffrey, but I just want Rutter to play. Joffrey, he's. I just want him to. I want him to come. I want him to like go to the next level. He's just sort of stuck at this place where you don't know where he's going to go. But there's so much potential there, man. But yeah, he just needs to just do something.
Needs to rough out that Roblox body, that Minecraft body. Needs to just calm down them things, doesn't he? But yeah, I think we'll win. I'm going for an uneventful 2-0 win.
Ooh.
Easy.
Clean sheet.
God.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
sheets.
for. I think we'll ride the wave, like you said, Oscar. That a lot of crosses into the box, a lot of new players, a new regime. They're still new. I'm gonna go for 2-0 win because I'm optimistic this week, and I think he'll go Darlow. I think he'll drop Melier, and he'll go with. And I think he'll start Rodon. No, sorry, I think he'll go Crespo strike, bring Rodon at half time, and you've got Byram and.
Because we're struggling that much.
Well, times are hard. Times are hard. We're all feeling the crunch this season, aren't we? But yeah, so I mean, they drew 1-1 with Swansea last week, and Swansea are out there at the minute, but they've just got Patino on loan. So anyway, I'm waffling. So thanks very much, guys. It's been absolute a laugh for tonight, and this
is amazing. I could not believe this. Yeah, that's so good.
I'm gonna go to sleep happy on tonight. So thanks everyone for everyone watching or has watched or will watch this. Where can we find you, Kevin, James?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, Spotify, everything like that. We're just growing our Leeds channel, and at the moment we just chat cack about Leeds. Yeah.
Their link to their profile is in the description below, and we all know where we can find Oscar on all Leeds TV. The link is down there for Oscar. But anything to add, Oscar? Any other kinks that you want to get out there, or piercings?
I actually don't have any tattoos. Surprisingly, I don't have any tattoos. It's I just want to point that out. It's
that's fine.
It's one of them. But yeah, Joe Rodon Joe Rodon is going to be class.
Yes.
I'm gonna open up my editing thing now. I'm gonna, you know what's gonna go on Twitter.
Oh Jesus! That dodgy back pass tomorrow.
Yes.
Dodgy back pass in the first minute. It's like
admiring his own tattoos. And
oh no! Oh no! We know how this one ends. We've seen this story before, lads. We've seen this story before.
It's all right, this isn't it? All these tattoos on my arms.
He's got a baby face as well.
Yeah, so thanks very much, everyone. If you can give us a like and a subscribe to these guys as well. And we'll no podcast next week because I'm on holiday getting my tan. We'll be back the week after. So thanks very much, and see you later.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.